time, good afternoon, good day, your time. Not sure where we're at with that, but hola! Hi! Bear with me, I have not done my hand stretches today, so it's a bit stiff. Um, and I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. I did my morning routine on Patreon this morning, and oh my god, I feel so good. I love it. I absolutely love doing that. It was so much fun. It was so enlightening. It felt so good to do it. It was great. So that's what I did. So I'm just getting set up. Say hello when you come on in. Just checking my notes, see if there's anything I needed to discuss, but I don't think I channeled anything for today. I'm surrounded by decks of cards, so forgive me there too. I had like this call to grab all kinds, so I don't know who's all gonna come today. Hi Amy, I was thinking of you. How are you? How's it going? How are you doing? My arm is so sore today. Oh my gosh, it's like it does so good by the end of the day, and then it's like super stiff the next morning. It's like, what the hell? It drives me insane. But let me tell you, I had the best morning routine. I love doing it. I absolutely love doing it. I needed to do this like a long time ago. It was so fun and it felt so good. And it just made me excited to do something for retrograde on here as well. Hi, Donita. Hello, hello. Oh no, Amy D is sick with COVID. Is that your second time? Holy majoli, girl. Is it, where do you work? Is that what you're getting it from? Is work so much? Damn, Gina, I know they've like got this round going on. I really truly believe it's because of the V. So the rounds of V's that they're pushing that everybody's getting, I truly believe it's because of that. Yeah, I truly believe it's because of that. So just hang in there. It can easily be overcome. Everybody, my friend Maurice is even better. He's back to his normal self. He wouldn't accept a healing from me. He almost died instead, but he's not quite there yet. He's very religious, so we're working on that. And he lives in California, but it is what it is. So I'm just super excited that everybody I know is making it through that, okay? So keep that in mind. Hold space for that. That it is all a-okay. So, yeah, I don't see Amy H or Gigi. I wonder if they're doing the morning routine. It was so much fun to do that, to set my intentions, to release, to breathe in light, to expand my heart. That's what I did in that, and it was just so awesome. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, your daughter brought it home. Ooh. I'm gonna, let's see. Might open up my other phone for comments. That's the only thing I don't like on these lives on my phone, is I cannot see the comments. So I'm turning the Wi-Fi off my phone and pulling up the video so I can see the comments. So bear with me just a second. Ooh. Got a notification. Leo, critical information. I'm like, ooh. What is it? What can it be? All right. All right. There we go. Now I can see the chat as well. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep, she brought it home. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad he's better too. I've known him, like I said, since I was 20. And he literally prays for me every day. And he is very connected, even though he's very church and he, reads the Bible like crazy, quotes the Bible like crazy to me. And I'm like, what? No, I'll like argue with him spiritually and I'll shut him down for like a day or two. And then he'll come back with, I pray for you, I think of you. Like, okay, good. It's quite funny. But like I said, I met him when I was like 21 in real estate school. We were realtors together. And I knew his first wife. I don't know his new wife because he's remarried in California. Everybody I know seems to be in California. and there's like tsunamis going crazy over there, much like I predicted. But I don't think this is like the major one. It might be much like a precursor. And that's totally how I feel about it. So it is what it is. So I'm just still getting set up. I'm going to light some smudge sage, some red blood smudge. Red blood smudge, you guys. I wish you could all join me on Patreon because I'm having so much fun. Like, I wish I would have done it this way to begin with. I love the morning routine. I absolutely love, love, love it. It keeps me in line. It keeps me in balance. I feel so happy right now. Like, I just feel so positive and so happy. And I'm like, why wasn't I doing this before? What the hell was I missing? I know why. Because of my twin flame, God love him, I had to heal all kinds of things and be reborn. And, like, it just feels so good. Ooh, snowstorm in PA today. You know, it's supposed to be 60s here again. We've only had a couple snows. So, man. Man, oh man, oh man. So, that's what's going on with me. It's been truly, truly great ride this morning. Yeah, that's how it's going. So, if you can join me on there, join me on there. If Gigi and Amy come on, they do get free readings today. Free messages and love. So how's it going? How's everybody else feeling other than that and the COVID stuff, right? Below zero. Ah, no, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that. So again, you know, expect that the energy, the weather is going to be crazy all over the place. I don't think it's going to be normal anywhere. It hasn't been normal here today or this year. It's very dry, which is scary because our snowfall usually gives us most of our moisture here in Colorado. And we have literally had nothing. we have not met our normal snowfall totals at all. We've only had maybe 2 small snows, a little bit of cold, and then on average it's been 50s or 60s. It's crazy. And of course, I like that. I like the warmer weather. Our Christmas was not a white Christmas. It was very kind of warm. So I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts, but I kind of like it. So I'm just getting all these decks out and ready for anybody who wants any messages. I do them free for Patreon members completely. I've got my Lemuria deck. I love it. I will pull a few collective messages as well, kind of give a little insight into the energies because we are already, 2 days into retrograde. My conversation feels better. I am, again, like I said, I want to do something for retrograde on my channel. Oh, good. I like hearing that. I like hearing that a lot, Amy. That is good, good, good stuff. Good stuff. I love the changes. I can't wait to move. That's the change I'm looking forward to and pushing and pushing and pushing. Yeah, I may wait a little bit, though, to leave the state because of all the East Coast and West Coast drama. I know I've heard about East Coast as well, expecting some craziness. So we'll just see how that goes. Although where I want to move to, I think it's similar to here. Quite honestly, and it's in the mountains somewhere else. So honestly, I might like it a lot. And I might just be free to go soon, I hope. So that's kind of my goal. I wish it upon me to be able to leave here. Yeah, so give me a sec still. I'm just setting up. So sorry, I'm running behind. Like I said, I was doing my morning routine for Patreon. My patrons, morning routine. I take them on a meditation and we let in light and love and we released. Ooh, 11:11. Say a prayer, make a wish, meditate right now. I love doing that. Every time I see 11:11, that's what I take it as. A time to make a wish, but meditate all at the same time. See what the messages are. 11:11 is a really good vortex time. So if you want light codes and things like that, when you see 11:11s, meditate. Downloads, meditate. Because that's when they will come through the most. 1111 is very powerful. So I don't know why I have so many decks out here. I'm like, there's so many. Mermaid decks, Lemuria deck, Vintage Oracle, Psychic Tarot, Unicorn Magic. What the hell? Love deck? Why do I have my love deck? I'm not. Nobody loves me. I with nobody. Why do I have my love deck, guys? What's going on with y'all? Good afternoon. Hi, Amy H. Right at 11:11. Whoop, whoop. Did you get the morning routine and Patreon? Oh my God, it was awesome. That's what I've been talking about. Like, my energy is so high because of that. I had to do it twice, too. I did it once out here, and it was so funny because my dog started going nuts, and I had to put her up. And then it didn't record. I'm like, SOB. And so I had to go do it again. But it was awesome. I was glad that I did it again because I got to experience it twice and draw in that love and light. And I made it quite powerful. It was very, very good feeling. So let me know when you do it. I did post it on Patreon. And then I emailed Gigi because she's not quite on the Patreon site yet. Absolutely, Amy D. I can do donations here. I'll give you my PayPal link. Yes, ma'am. Anybody who's on Patreon, get free. Keep that in mind. Oops. Slash. There we go. There is the PayPal link. I'm going to pin it. And that is pinned. So yes, if you want to do a donation, I will absolutely do a reading for you. For sure, no problem. And I will just kind of tune in to see if there's any messages they have for me to say, anything they want you guys to know right now coming this way. So they do want to remind you guys that the changes will come in waves, okay? It's never a one and done. And so keep that in mind, all right? I don't know who needs to hear that, but the changes will come in waves. It's never a one and done. And forgive me, I have my morning dew, my morning coffee, and some water. I always have like 2 or 3 drinks going on. Sometimes I also have tea. So hang on, bear with me. I'm going to call on the creator of all that is and all the angels too, and all of our guides and magical beings that wish to be here with us today to bring goodness and magic and light and messages and hope and love through and through. Surround us in a protective bubble of love and light, and allow the messages to be given in the highest light that they are meant to be given, and received in the highest light that they are meant to be received. So be it, and so it now is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna light my candle. I don't always do that in front of y'all, but that is I have many. It depends on what I'm doing and what comes through. With my workshops, they're usually quite more entailed. Hold on. All right. Okay. I understand, but you know, the way I've been doing it too, but I do get that. I kind of had it set up though with that in mind. But I also know that it ends up being cheaper than doing all my workshops and stuff like that. So I struggled with that a little bit with Creator and with Angels. I'm like, are you sure? But then all in all, you get quite a bit for that. And so I was okay with it in the end. I'm like, you know, actually it makes a lot of sense for what I'm doing. It makes it a great energetic exchange. And then it's like everything I put on there is well worth it because there's a lot. So I'm doing the morning routines on there. I love them. Oh my gosh, I love them. But keep in mind too that I will be posting on YouTube channel. They want me to do a mantra for retrograde or some kind of meditation or both. Okay. Hang on, I'm lighting my smudge stick, so bear with me. Oh shoot. Aw, dang girl. You need a new job. I had one where they pay you for that COVID leave, that sick leave and stuff. but I can't, my arm was broken, so I can't do my behavioral, which really sucks. I'm a risk. But my kids are like, don't do that. You used to come home so beat up. I did when I first started there. Oh my good Lord. I did not have my PCM training and stuff yet. And I was a lot younger. And they put me with some of the most severely violent kiddos. Why they do that all the time, I don't know. It's beyond me. But they do. So I'm going to cleanse our energy. Let all attachments be removed. Highest light and love through and through. Cleanse our space and our energy and kind, and allow our thoughts to be of the most positive kind. See what I mean? I love these daily things. That routine, man, got my energy all going. I'm telling you. But anyways, when I started behavioral, I do see your donation, Amy. I got you. They put me with the most severe violent kiddos, and I had not had any kind of training as far as blockages or anything. Why they did that, I don't know. One of the kiddos I had was taller than me. He was like 17 at the time. I was like 24, 25. I don't remember how old I was. I was a little older than that when I started behavioral. But I had to have a table between him and I. Like, it was my protection. He had to be on that table, other side of the table. And there were a few times where I had to hold on tight to that table because he was trying to lift it up and throw it at me. That was one of my clients. He ended up, I had to walk him out, never alone, to the car. He had Tourette's as well, so he would constantly tell me he was going to knock my teeth out. I'm going to knock your teeth out. You're going to see lots of blood. And I'm like, ah. And they're like, that's a Tourette's. I'm like, no, I think he means that. And sure enough, he did mean that. So one day I had to walk him out, and I was never alone. But for some reason, the gentleman that was also an RBT was like off to the side. And I was like, bye. And he did not like me saying bye to him. Just the word of me saying bye to a teenage boy. Like, why would they put me with a teenage boy? I was even prettier then. Just younger, right? He lost his gourd. He charged at me, full fisted, and I turned my head, and he got me right in the head, and I had my first concussion. That was like my first weekend on the job. I'm like, this is so much fun. And I had no training at that place. I don't know why they never trained me. The next kiddo they put me with was even worse. So he used violence completely in his home. That's how he controlled it. And he bit me, and I didn't know about the training at the time. When he bit me, your instinct is to go push him off. And he bit me right here on the chest. And so for like 2 years, I had what looked like a third nipple because he took a chunk out of my breast. It was very painful. That same kid or another kid ripped my arm open. Like, all of this happened in my first month or two of being an RBT, registered behavioral technician. And so now that my arm is all broken, I'm like, I cannot do my blocks. I cannot do anything. I can't even like help them go potty, like nothing. So it's a little bit rough. I'm actually kind of a sitting duck right now myself with that. And so it kind of sucks. And Spirit's like, we're putting pressure on you. We're putting pressure on you. And I'm like, damn this pressure. Then I keep hearing that song, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, because pressure creates the diamond. And that's what they keep telling me. And I'm like, son of a gun. So, but it's working. It's working slowly but surely, for sure. Water for my soul is so good. So good. So yeah, 2 weeks, huh? Is that because of the vid? So here they're actually saying it's only 5 days quarantine now, and I'm like, you're stupid. It took me 3 weeks to get over that. Not to mention, before we actually had the symptoms, we were quite contagious, and that was for a good 4 days before. So it's like, they don't think clearly. 5 days quarantine is stupid. That doesn't make sense to me. That should not be the case. It should be at least 14 days. With it, though, it wiped me out. I was so tired. I think that was my biggest symptom. So, but I'm still like trying to get back into it part-time or something just to help me move because I want out of here so bad. And, you know, I don't get paid on my channel. My channel is all me paying for things on here still so far. Most people can't even fathom who I am and what I do. And instead of watching all of my videos, they judge it and sometimes run the other way too. And that's okay. That just shows you where I'm at and where they're at. And I'm okay with that. But it is what it is. So, you know, the struggle's real over here too, 2022. And so, you know, it's kind of why I've done Patreon instead now. It's kind of like a safe environment, and I can just flood it with so much love. And let me tell you, these morning routines are something so very special. They just truly are. So I love it a lot. And so I don't know if Amy H has done it yet. Oh, 5 days for close contact and another 5 for testing positive. So that's still 10 days. Yeah, and you know, the masks don't do shit. They really don't. I mean, they kind of somewhat maybe do, but in truth, when you get a V, and I've been in the medical field, I know this. You fluff it off your skin, you guys. You don't just breathe these things out. It like comes out of your sweat, off your pores, off your skin chunks that come off your body 24/7, because that's what we do 21/21. That's how we are as beings. That's how we spread things. And so truly, unless you're in a hazmat suit, and who wants to live in a bubble? But it's actually, even my son is like, Mom, it's like 90% survival rate, 99% survival rate. Like, I know this. So why they push that thing so much is still beyond me. The thing that scares me the most is being admitted and have that thing put in your lungs, because I think that's causing more damage, honestly. And you know, they forgot about the flu. Like, nobody's getting that anymore. Surprise, surprise, right? But it is what it is. And so I would say about half the companies here are like, mandate V's for the flu and the vid. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So that's another challenge here as well. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride. And that's why Spirit's like, you're a leader. You're 22. And so trying to just come into that. First of all, I had my awakening. For those of you who don't know me, Juniper Blue Mystique, Ascension Master, Master Healer, Divine Guide. I had a Kundalini, massive Kundalini awakening over 3 years ago now, I think. it was 2019. So June of this year, it'll be 3 years. And that's it since I had my Kundalini awakening. And it was so massive. Like, I had no idea what was happening to me. I wasn't trying to have one. It was just my time to have one. And so the things that I did, the things that I was listening to, my guides, led me into one, basically. I do know how to have one. But they're not meant for everybody, so it's not something I teach necessarily. But I do awaken people like crazy. That's what I do, and not to mention the whole world. And then after that, it was like I got this message from Creator. I really did, and I had to decipher that, 23/22. That took me a whole year and a half to understand those simple sentences. And it was just nonstop processing from then, and doing all of these things. I had no idea what I was doing or what they meant. And then it would blow my mind each time I would do them. And then it would just get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, from raising Atlantis, activating pyramids, moving the North and South Pole, undoing the ties to the moon in the darkness. And I remember at one point I even plucked the farms of the GMOs. And then, like, all of this shit was like blowing my mind. And I'm like, oh my God, is this real? And it was all witnessed, you know, different times, different things. None of it was expected. And so that's my story, you guys. It's not an easy one. And so I went from, in the behavioral field, psychology degree, to this mass Kundalini awakening, you know, and then doing all of these things nobody understood. And they're like, oh, you're just like me. And I'm like, no, I'm not, dude. I'm not like you at all. And Spirit would constantly tell me that you're not like the others. It's okay. It was so uncomfortable. It was a lot to understand, a lot to process for me, let alone putting it out there for all to see. I even remember when I met my twin flame, I was like really uncomfortable with telling him who I was, 24 or 44. I'm like, I'm still trying to understand it. And I remember him thinking I was crazy. And so with that, it's like really hard to, it's really difficult to fathom who I am. It was for me, and it took me a good 2 years until they finally told me truly who I was all the way. And so it was like moment to moment processing, moment to moment understanding. People don't get that. It's like there's not this huge, grandiose thing, and then all of a sudden you're fully, completely aware. It's literally spirit school. It really, truly is. You have to get little by little, heal little by little, download little by little, process little by little, and it's just a constant cycle like that. And so it's a lot. And then now spirit's like, hey, shine bright like a diamond, really push yourself out there. I was never supposed to be in that shell too long. I was for a little bit because it protected what I was doing, because what I was doing was really big work. And I did have a lot of people coming in trying to stop me from that work. That was a continual 2552. One of them being my supposed mentor would even tell me things like, don't listen to your angels and guides. That threw me off. And then I paid somebody to tell me about my twin flame, and they told me he was not my twin flame. That threw me off. And so you have to be really careful with these things. Sometimes some of those supposed light workers and starseeds, not all of them, are not what they claim to be, and so that's why the biggest thing I teach is to trust your inner guidance, your inner light, your inner knowing over everything else, because I ended up hurting my twin flame, and in the end he ended up hurting me like 20,000 fold. So it sucks. And there was another time where I was like about to do another meditation, and I had somebody else from my past come in and start calling me names and saying these things and putting me down, and I'm like, what? Where did that come from? And in the process, I've been judged a lot. 2655 555, a lot of judgment, and we have a hard time processing that, don't we? And I totally get that they're just at different levels, or maybe there are different beings that are supposed to throw me off and things like that. And it is what it is, but sometimes that hurts, and so when we go through these awakenings, we end up realizing how alone we are sometimes, and it can hurt, and then we get like moved around from people that we've been around for years and from things that we're used to, and there can be some some resistance to that, because it can be painful and it can become lonely. A true awakening is not something that's just all light and sunshine and rainbows and easy. It can be very clunky. It can be very vulnerable feeling, and you can feel very lonely. And that is the truth. And it is, again, it's like healing, learning, processing, experiencing, mind blown. Then it's like, holy shit. And then you're like, meditate more. You're like, oh. It can get very frustrating. It can be very difficult. And if you are like me, add everything else I've done on top of it, and you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. This can't be. I kind of look at all the other people who are out there that get to just talk about it, and they do these meditations, and that's all they do. They raise the vibration, they shine the light, and they get followers. And they channel the energy of the world. And I'm like, they're kind of the lucky ones. I'm not like that. I don't get to be like that. I do things that they see. I do them first, and then everybody else sees it, and that's the truth. And that was the craziest thing on my channel too, is I would channel these things, and then it would come through, and then everybody else would see it. And then they would talk about it, and I'm like, holy shit, I just did that. They're talking about me. They're talking about me. And even with the twin flame journey, they would talk about our story, and it was really, really, really hard for me. That would turn my stomach every single time, because then I would see the twin flame suffering, who were connected to our energy, to that divine light that was supposed to flow through. And it was painful, it was just very painful. So it has not been an easy journey. It has not been one that I would actually wish upon anybody. I almost wish I was like everybody else, because it's much easier for them. They just get to be like, and everybody looks up to them. And they don't have to claim that they've done all these things that people don't understand. And you guys that are on here with me that do comment and do my things, because you witnessed it. You've had to do the same thing. Heal, process, understand, heal, process, understand, mind blown. That's really been the cycle, hasn't it? It's been absolutely crazily insane. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are joining me again, I love you so very much. Thank you for being part of my family. This crazy, wild, unprecedented, unique as hell family. It makes me think, how did Jesus feel when he was alive? Probably quite similar to how I feel in many ways. There was even a time where people were like, "Are you Jesus?" And I'm like, "No, I know I'm not. I know I'm Juniper Bloom. That's what they call me." They gave me that name. Have Spirit giving you a name, 3033. Most people pick their names or they use their regular name. Spirit's like, "Nope, you're Juniper Bloom." And I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you're Juniper Bloom Mystique." And I'm like, "Why that name? Like, why couldn't it be something super cool that people are like, ooh?" It took me a while to even digest that name and accept that. And I say the first year, then I started using that name more and more and more. I apologize. Every time I get on these videos here, this place just gets stupid. It does. It gets super loud and stupid. And there's a lot of abusive people around here, unfortunately, to their kids, 3111. And so sometimes I hear my neighbor, like, the grandma, she like hits those kids and stuff. And I'm like, I'll even ask the angels for assistance. It's so funny. And then I'll see things occur that like get really quiet. And she stopped doing it for like a few months. So that was good. But I gotta move out of here. 3131. The only reason I was here, you guys, is for my twin flame. And he left me here. And he doesn't love me. So I think my goal is just to get out of here ASAP, really. All right. So you see my energy? It's like off the charts. I really enjoy doing these morning routines. I love it, love it, love it. I'm so excited for it. So I encourage you to join me in that, doing that on Patreon. That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so that all being said, a little more introduction into who I am. It's difficult. How do I introduce who I am without all that spiel? All that information, because the truth is most people watch one video, maybe 2 or 3. They never go back through and watch them all. 3222. They never do. It's like, how do you get all the information you need in one little quick 5-minute spiel? So I know I need to do another introduction video, 3232. And I just wish I wasn't alone. I wish I had help in that. It's like, yeah, someday I keep telling Spirit to send me somebody who loves me so I can have help now because I need it. So it'd be nice if I had that. I'll make really cool videos and things. Most people have editors, people who edit their videos and stuff. I do it all. I create my videos, I edit them. If I edit them at all, I tend to not do that. I also tend to not watch what I do, 3303. I don't know about any of you guys. Have you ever recorded yourself and then watched it back? It's one of the weirdest things to do. So I don't do that well. 3313. The biggest example I have is that Sun Portal one. I still have yet to watch that one. It's weird. When I did it, I felt weird doing it. 3323. And so I'm like, this is weird. And they're like, put it out there. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I still haven't watched it. And so that's kind of how I roll. I should probably get better at that and really, edit and make my videos all professional. But you truly are getting my heart. You truly are getting my true, authentic self when I do these things. All right, Spirit. So what decks do you want me to use to give everybody a general message really quick before I go into some regular messages? Amy H., I saw you were here. Are you still here? Do you want a message? Gigi is not here, so I'm not able to give her a free one. Amy D gets one because she donated. And if anybody else wants a message, feel free to donate. Let's see. So again, I'm releasing. I keep hearing that there's a lot of releasing needed. Every time I go into energy too, it's like an energetic shift of the burping, and so that's part of it. But there's a lot of releasing needed. I feel like right now with the energies at hand, and this is what Spirit was telling me as well, is there are shadow pieces of the soul that need to come out. Okay, there are true shadow pieces of the soul that need to come out. 3444. And so you will have that. If you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're just not feeling quite right within, that could absolutely be why. 4444. Okay? So look into that. Set the intention you want to release those, okay? And you will start to release them. And it requires help sometimes too because they're telling me, get a healer, get a healer. And I'm like, well, I lost the only friend healer that I had because of the twin flame journey. So I'm like, shit. And then Spirit's like, remember Tatanka? And I'm like, oh yeah, Tatanka. He came through for me. And we did Stepping Stones to Awakening. He brought that through. Tatanka was actually alive as well. He was a Sioux healer back in the, I believe, 1800s, 3535. He is Sioux Indian, and he comes through in some of the work that I do. He's very good at shadow work. It's pretty amazing when I work through him. So I may call on him. Maybe I'll even do a little video for some shadow work release. It's kind of hard though on a general state, 35, 55, like when I do one for the collective all at one time. But I'll see what they want me to do with that. See if there's any way I can do some kind of slight shadow release so it at least brings it to the surface for you guys. And maybe Tatanka would enjoy helping me do so because it came through for me as well. There's more shadow pieces to release, and this doesn't have anything to do with my twin flame journey anymore. They actually told me I've done all I can do with that. So I'm like, yay, finally. But it doesn't mean that I still don't have healing for me that I can do. And this full moon, too, the workshop that I'm doing on Monday will also include that, too. So those of you who are in Patreon will receive that, too. Good morning, Roger. How are you doing today? I saw the crazy tsunamis hitting all over California. Isn't that nuts? Donita sent me a video this morning of that volcano under the water and the way it erupted. That was crazy. So yeah, that's not only are we feeling that energy, because I don't care what part of the side of the planet you're on, when something happens even across the world, you feel the energy. We're all roommates here. Like we're all living in the same house. And so we are truly good deal. We are truly all affected by that. And it's like a trickle down effect too. So keep that in mind. Emotions are quite high. They're like this. They're going for a swim right now. Pun intended, I guess. You got to make light of some situations. So that's what that is, right? All right. So that's part of the collective message. Let's see what we can release for manifesting. That's what they're pointing to. What can we surrender? I'm like, where's my card? What can we surrender to manifest higher? Because that's truly what this full moon is about coming forward on Monday, is releasing to an umpteenth degree. It will have you bring out shadow aspects of self. That's what it's about. Okay, so there's no coincidence that that's coming up in my own energetic field as well as I'm sure everybody else's. So let me just shuffle these a little bit. I've been stretching my hand and really pushing it. Watch this. Woo! These are big feats. I haven't even done my stretches yet, so my hand is quite stiff this morning. They want that one. All right, so they want 3 surrendering cards to see what we can surrender. So that, whoa. Okay, that's another one. So that we can manifest at our highest and best, because immediately following a release, manifest, my friends. Okay, get your vibration up there. When I do these morning routines, if you're in Patreon and you do these with me, manifest immediately after, because I am raising your vibration to the umpteenth degree. Okay, and that's what the intention for this one was about, was really raising that vibration, tuning us with the highest frequencies of love and light. And I couldn't stop smiling. And you see my energy on here today. Like, they truly do work. Oh, yeah, Amy H. So she was watching. Okay, so this is the craziest thing about tsunami. Amy H. was talking about that. That's what Donita sent me too, is people were like, yeah, standing there and allowing the tsunami to take them over. And I'm like, are you really that? Are we really not thinking? Like, why in the world would you do that? People, if a tsunami is coming, I don't care how small you think it's going to be, get the hell out of there. okay? Unless you want to drown or break a leg or have something occur to you that shouldn't be, okay? So they weren't the hugest waves that were hitting, but people were like surfing in it. People were like, woohoo! Why the hell are they doing that? That made no sense to me. Oh, there it is. All right, so we've got, see, I'm able to shuffle a little bit more. I'm so excited. It made absolutely no sense to me at all. I'm like, this is so, there we go. Frustration, procrastination, and wonder and awe. Ooh, these are beautiful for manifesting, you guys. If you want to manifest something right now, this is what Spirit is saying you must release immediately. Fishing off the rocks. What the? Like, fish are really going to be easy to catch. Like, that's what you call fly fishing for sure. Tsunami fishing, right? How stupid. Like, come on, people. Like, let's use our brains here. I'm sorry. I would not. I know what it's like to drown, though, because I drowned in Atlantis and I actually had to process that this lifetime. And it was not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling. 5 to have the water overcome your breath and to knock you down and to take you. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't care. No, thank you. So, that being said, please don't do that stuff, y'all. Be safe and use your brain. Use your energy, 4111. Like, that's just, it's almost like you're mocking and you think that energy is not real and the ocean does not have energetic pull and there's not purpose behind those, because they are. And those are precursors, my friends. Okay, and that's what Spirit told me. Those are not the big ones. Those are precursors. So if you're going to taunt them, I would be very careful for what you're asking for. It's almost like saying to God, use me. They will. Okay? It's almost like saying, ha ha, you're a joke. Yeah, watch out. Okay? People dying much less. All right. So, with that being said, I pulled 3 surrender cards for manifesting, because right after this full moon hits you and you start releasing that energy and you feel like you want to cry and things like that, because it does that, right? It makes us emotional. Things can come up. We can feel frustration. So they're saying surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. It closes them. So does mocking water, by the way. Don't do that. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath. Center yourself. Yeah. And regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Okay? So sometimes when we go to manifest something, things come up for us. 4222. I remember when I was first learning how to actually manifest in real time. Not just that we're always doing it, but actually take control of that energy and take control of my circumstances and bring something in that I needed to bring in. As I was doing it, I would feel those energies of like frustration or negative thoughts would pop up. And so these are really good keys for all of that. Okay? The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath. Center yourself. That goes in with the channeled message for the new year too. And regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. But not only more calmly, you guys, frustration is a lower vibration. You cannot bring anything in lower vibrations that are going to be good for you, at least 4333. Okay? The next part to this energy and release and to bring in higher things quicker is surrender to procrastination. 4344. I will tell you firsthand that when Spirit nudges for something, it's either preparation and you better get going, or something is there for you now. And it may not be there for you in a couple weeks from time. Okay? Because when the doors open, they don't stay open forever. It's like, are you one of those that takes the nudges that are given when they're given? 4404. Or do you go, I got time, or no? Or we go in the mindset of, I'm not worthy of that, which is a block big time. And then you don't get those opportunities back sometimes for a very long time, if ever. And that's true. All right? Things nudge you, and they nudge you for a reason, because that's the time frame you are supposed to take them in. 4424. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. 4434. Okay? So when you're manifesting, take action on something. The law of attraction lies to you sometimes. Okay, 44, 44. It's not necessarily that lies, it's just old, denser energy that we no longer have to work through as well. And so if you focus on what you're manifesting 24/7, you're going to block it. 44, 54. When you have expectations for something coming, you'll block it. The best thing to do is set out what you want, put the energy out, yes, and it might have to be repeated too, but not consistent. Take action in something else. Find something that's joyful, something creative, something that's fun, and that's how you bring in quicker. Okay? It's not a constant focus on the same thing. Well, this is what's coming, and you're constantly looking for it. You're blocking that shit. Okay? Don't do that. So surrender frustration, take immediate action, and then bring in joy doing something else. Do you understand? Okay? Then, here's the best one. And this can be very difficult. All of these can. Surrender, my friends, to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. That's being in that joy and gratitude. But it's like being a kid. So when we're a kid, we don't think about consequences. We can't process the future. We cannot process the future. It's not that our imagination doesn't take us away and we're all like, whoo, but that's the energy they're talking about being in. Okay, it's like being a kid. Okay, open up to the magic of every moment as if it's new. And that's what they told me after I had my rebirth from my twin flame journey. I literally had to be reborn because I had to heal so much of me. I was literally being reborn, like in a very quick amount of time, no joke. And now they're like, it's all new. Start from the beginning. And I'm like, but I've been here before. They're like, no, it's all new. And so this is a good one, okay? This is a very good one. And it can be very difficult when we're already old and we've already had life experience. It's hard to erase some of that sometimes and to surrender to that awe and wonder. And the best way to do that is to raise your vibration, to meditate. When you gain control of your thoughts, you gain control of your emotions, okay? That is how you heal yourself. That is how you pay attention to what you need in your vessel. If you cannot feel your energy centers, if you cannot feel your emotions, you're in trouble, okay? The best thing to do is get that control immediately. Then surrender any frustration that pops up. Let that shit go. It's like fear. It's a false illusion. But always take action on what's coming up for you, because if you don't, you're going to miss something very, very, very important, and you may not get another chance. And always surrender to awe and wonder, just like you're new. Like, what is this? Be that sponge. Take it in as if it's never happened before. That will put you in one of the highest vibrations. And these are challenging, my friends. This is not easy stuff to do, okay? As a master, it can be easy for me to do at times, but even for me, and I just got chills too, it can be difficult too, okay? So keep that in mind. Woo, such chills when I said all that. If you want to bring in what your heart desires, these three will help you right now, okay? Surrender, frustration, procrastination, and then allow wonder and awe as if you are 6 years old creating the world around you with such excitement and wonder and newness, okay? And do something creative and fun in the meantime. That's how you do it. That's how you roll, all right? That's how you manifest, okay? So Amy D sent in a donation. What do you want, sweetheart? Do you have a question? What is it you are needing an answer to? And then we have Amy H is here. You are in Patreon. So what do you want? Let me know. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry, my nose all of a sudden is kind of going wonky. So I do apologize. I don't know why. And my hand is just not feeling very good today. So right after this video, I've got to do my stretches where I warm it up, massage it, and then do my routine because I'm a little behind. Look how stiff that is. It's so sad. That's more than I was getting, believe it or not, and that's me actually holding a weight now and really pushing it. It's really sad. But I'm getting closer to making a fist. Lots. She's got lots of questions right now, but she'll take a general. I see, I see. All right, Amy D. Amy H, do you have anything for me? Are you still there too? So Amy D, the great thing is I get to use mine that I've created on you so far that I started making. I never finished, so I really want to get back into that flow and have my own deck coming. So if anybody has any suggestions on how to do that and where to go, that would be great. Because I don't know. Oh, I forgot. And I need a spiritual man. I need somebody who's like, you know, I do. It's time for me. So come on, universe. New love. I'm open to it, even if it's my twin flame. Actually, that is still, there's that contract we signed, so I can't go anywhere else, unfortunately. So I won't. It's on Spirit. Spirit will send me who is for me, eventually. All right, Amy D. And so that's also what they want you to be in, is just, so beginning part of your message, and this is why this was coming through like that. Amy H also says general, perfect. Amy D, okay, are you listening? Because it's a little difficult. Yeah, and so that's the first part of the message. I don't know where the rest is going to go. They're having me pull out the full moon women deck that I have, my feminine full moon deck, and then the starseed oracle, and then the ones I created for you. Okay, so we've still got a little bit of like a low self-worth thing going on, okay, where you battle that in your energetic field, you're battling that in your mind, and it is like that lonely feeling like I really want somebody, and so your eyes are always on that. Okay, your energy is continually on that, and they're saying you can't do that because when we're in expectation, when we're in hope, and this is why I've also had to let a relationship status go for me and move on and just focus on me. I can't sit here and hope and pray anymore because it was tearing my heart out every day. He hurt me so bad not showing up every day. And it's kind of a similar situation for you, is when we want that and we crave it so badly and it hurts every moment we don't have it. We have to let it go. Okay? But it doesn't mean don't be open to receive it. So this is what Spirit's telling you, okay? They want you literally writing down, this is my man, this is what I want him to be, this is what I envision, this is what I feel. But include everything, okay? Because what we leave out, we get. And you can write a letter about it, or you can have the energy in your head. A lot of people like to write it down. This is my man, and he's coming to me. But then let it go. Let it go. And you need to move on, and you need to find new joy for you. This is also a money thing, too. So we're starting with love energy, 5255, and then it's flowing into how to call in more money for you, because I don't know why you're blocking energetic flow with money. That's what Spirit is telling me, is you are blocking the flow. Because what comes in, also some must go. Okay? It's like keeping a continual movement of money. And that is super key, because money can come from out of nowhere. It truly can, if we allow it to. Okay? And so can love. But when we're expecting it, or when we're in fear, or when we're in that sorrow feeling, that empty feeling, that lonely feeling, which sucks ass, 5333, we block the flow. All right? So the key for you right now, and first with love, then with money, because for some reason, this is what Spirit is showing me with you, is you equate them both together. It's like you have a love-hate for both of them. I have a love-hate relationship for love, and I have a love-hate relationship for money. I both hate them and love them both. Okay? And that is in your energetic field. All right, sunshine? So it truly is dropping out of all of them. You can literally sit there and imagine your life without either of them controlling the flow. The key to love is truly loving ourselves to the core. Okay? So, I know this is quite a long message and quite detailed, but it's what is in your energetic field, and it is what you need to be at your highest and most energetic flow. All right, and that's what Spirit is saying. And I haven't even pulled the cards yet, so forgive me. But it is true. It is truly that 54-44. And you are guided, and that is part of what they want me to say to you too with the 444s. You are guided, you are protected, and you are loved. But for you, you need to set out your intentions of what you wish to have, but then let them go. And let Spirit guide your way in every day as a most, and for some reason, 5505, we get it in our mindset that now I'm being selfish. This is old world conditioning that when we focus on ourselves, we must be selfish. We're being selfish. We're being selfish. No, you're not being selfish. When every day, this is also why I'm doing that morning routine. It's truly about aligning with the flow, allowing love in, setting your intentions for love of self. Have anything to do, sunshine, with how much money you have in your account or with a man sitting next to you. Because we can still feel empty as shit with all of those things. Okay, this is the truth. 5551 when I said that, and 5555 now. It is truly about accepting that you are loved and you are whole without any of those things. Okay? I don't care who you are, this should resonate for all of you. Because what we focus on is we focus on who's sitting next to us and how much money we have in our account. But it truly is all about what brings you joy. Where is your worth? Rise that up. Dance in the mirror. Sing with love. All of these should come while you are alone with nothing. And that's what God will say. God is all about, and he's had me do this several times, get rid of everything you've got. I'm like, really? I've already lost everything he's got. And he's like, I don't care. It's just stuff. Just do it and do it now. And I follow. I'm like, okay. Because that's something bigger than me. Right? We may not always see the meaning of things or why we need to do them, but we need to do them. Okay? So sit with nothingness. Allow yourself to be alone and that to be okay. And it to be a better thing for you. Okay? Because there's no man trying to dictate where you're going with your energy in that day. There's no need to have to please anybody else in that moment. Right now, it truly is about pleasing you. Because once you get into that mindset where you're just happy and everything brings you joy, and then all of a sudden this money's flooding in and you're in the highest vibration, then that man is going to come through. Okay? And the money will come through. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we release anything that makes us feel negative towards money every day, through and through. Okay? Because you are beautiful. You are smart, you are radiant, you are talented as hell, which, by the way, most people do not know, and I'm getting a lot of chills when I say that, Amy D. Most people do not know how talented you are. For some reason, you keep that to yourself. And Spirit is asking you to shine your light a little bit more. Get creative. Shine that light a little bit more, okay? Allow it to be seen. Get out of your comfort zone. Because when you do that, yes, it is. She says, when you do that, it's going to allow that love in you to flow. Because let me tell you, when you work this through and through, then that man comes through, you're going to be able to love him exponentially so. You're not going to be bringing through the stuff from before. The stuff that where you're like, I just don't feel worthy. What does he think of me? That'll be a constant thing on your mind. Otherwise, what is he thinking of me? Do I make him happy? Does he like me in bed? Is this a good thing? Am I doing okay? Am I doing the right? And then it becomes a cycle of constantly trying to please others. 5, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s on that one. And Spirit is saying that is where you're at right now, and that is what is blocking all the flow, because it's going to be a constant worry. Am I doing good? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Because this is old programming from somebody else. This is not because of you. This is old programming from childhood, from relationships, and from other things that are following you through. Okay? Are you with me? So I know this is a quite big message, but it's what Spirit wants you to know. So I give you what Spirit wants you to know. You guys, this is why I can't do zodiac signs. My messages are very detailed and very deep. Okay? And I hit you where it needs to be. That's what Spirit gives me. So, because my guides come from a very high light. So that is what it is, and that's why I'm having a hard time. Like, how do I break it down into like zodiac signs or things like that? It's because I truly do cover the whole entire population. I don't have a small target audience. Okay, good. I'm glad you're with me. So that is why. Okay, do that and do it as a routine every day. Allow yourself to be happy being alone. And imagine that you don't need money. Take away the need for money and allow it to be joyful and fun. You know, I love shopping. I love spending money. With me hitting the nail on the head. Yeah, good. I love shopping. I love spending money just as much as I love receiving money. Money comes back to me tenfold. Okay? Dance with the dirty money. I used to work in a bank, and I always think, words are going to be on your hands. It's dirty, because it is dirty. But let's cleanse it in our mind, okay? It's clean, it's beautiful, it's yummy, it smells good, and it brings us everything we need, okay? And so will that man. But the key is you want to rock his world, okay? Because that's where I am now. Whatever lucky man comes my way is going to have so much love that I wasn't able to give before. Because I've done the work. 6111. I've done the work to love myself. And that's hard as shit when you haven't had an easy life. It's not something that's easy. It's not something that's easy when you were abused or if your dad didn't love you right. Dad and daughter relationship is a big dynamic when it comes to outer relationships. But not only the dad, the mother too. They both play a role. And then ancestral shit, childhood stuff, like subconscious stuff. All of this follows us through into relationships. And not only relationships with people, our relationship with money too. Okay. Happy with me with nothing and everything all at the same time. Because then no matter what comes your way, you're still that happy. And you still want to make love to everything. Physically too, right? Like, that's a big deal. When you're like, hey, you, come over here, I want you right now. Can you take a 5-minute break from work and just meet me in the closet? And leave the lights on. These are big deals. They're big deals for us to digest if we've had uncomfortable moments. But man, they're big deals in a relationship, right? I'm telling you, my twin flame never got to know me. Bummer for him, huh? So, these are the ones I pulled out for you that I started creating out of my deck, okay? And it's just a simple deck I started writing on paper. I haven't made my deck all the way yet, but these are what part of it is. This is one of my decks. I am extraordinary. I am extraordinary. I'm not ordinary. I'm not like anybody else. I don't fit into the damn crowd because I'm extraordinary. That means there's more layers to me than meets everybody else's eye. And I'm good with that. I love that about me. There's creativity in you, and I just got chills, Amy, that you haven't let everybody see either. I know these get personal, but I tell you, I give you what needs to be healed. Okay, and I don't cut through the bushes. 6333. They're beautiful. They're beautiful messages. I love them very much so. And we want to be that woman for ourselves and for our man. So if what I say makes people cringe or want to run, then that's kind of showing you that you've got something to do there too. Maybe it's something you should listen to. Okay? Because when we get that way with our loved ones, so much love and light can flow. God says, love your man. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And sometimes we get this distorted thing in our head where we have to be like proper. Hell no! Let that wild woman out. But be a good wild woman. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean promiscuous flow. It doesn't mean spread that stuff everywhere. It means one man, love flow. One person, one man or woman, right? Whatever you are wanting, whatever you're needing, whoever you are. Does this make sense? Okay. So sometimes we have a negative connotation. Well, I can't be that way. That means I'm kind of a slut. My ex-husband used to call me that way because I would be wild. I would want to please him. I would want to do things. And he was like, but it was just with him. Okay, and God says, no, that's good, that's proper. 64:44. Okay, so we got to eliminate that negative. There's negative aspects there towards money and love. Okay, and allow yourself to be extraordinary. You are not ordinary. You're not meant to be ordinary. Allow yourself to be extraordinary, extra different, extra unique, extra divine, and extra love flow. Okay, and money flow. Then we get, I love myself. I can't make these up. Okay, I love myself. I am the one who shines that love flow. If I don't love myself, I can't love others. And I can't allow them to love me either. We will block it. And we block what we want to come in. So here's the thing Spirit taught me, and this was my biggest mistake in my twin flame journey, is he hurt me. He hurt me badly. And so I went out and found somebody else. Never, never do that. I won't do that today either, even though I want somebody and I'm calling them in. Whoever God will allow me to be with, hopefully it's supposed to be who it's supposed to be. I will never ever go outside 65:55 and pick somebody again. I will allow them to come to me, even if it takes longer than I want it to. Because that just means I've got something else to love within me. Okay? I am unstoppable. Allow that passion to ignite. Nothing you say is going to keep me from what I want. Nothing. I always go back to when they would tell me no. Anytime people told me no, you can't do that. You're little. You can't protect yourself from those violent kiddos. Yes, I can. Watch me. You can't graduate school in 2 years. Oh, yes, I can. Watch me. It's that fire within you. You can't tell me no. Oh, yes, I can. F you. No. Bitches. Know what I'm saying? Be unstoppable. Do not let other people's muck stop your flow. Because we tend to do that in relationships too. We stop our desires, our hopes, and our dreams because we're trying to make somebody else happy. The biggest key to making somebody else happy is making yourself happy too. It doesn't mean don't bring him coffee in bed. Don't rub his back. Don't do all that. Do those things. But they're going to also make you happy too. Okay? Be unstoppable no matter what is going on around you. Make sure you're constantly filling your cup and those that you love too. Okay? So that was part of that message. Hang on. They got more for you. So they want me to shuffle like I was shuffling. All right. Let's see what the Goddess Moon deck has for you. Wants to say for Amy. Whisper sweet nothings in your own ear. That way when your man comes, 55, you're ready to whisper him in his too. And it doesn't make you afraid that he's going to leave. That you know your worth, sunshine. Know your worth through and through. It is exponentially great. And allow it to be. Okay? Seriously. Stop. All right. There's that one, and they want one more of these for you too. Let's see what these have to say for you. Oh my gosh, I cannot make these up. I'm like, it was upside down. Does that matter? They said no. All right, you ready, Amy? Excuse me, I'm releasing something for you, so that's awesome. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit. Hang on a second. That was probably just me being not left-handed, so forgive me, my clumsiness. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit. Now what this one talks about is meditating and dropping into yourself, okay? And then loving it and loving it and loving it. Yep. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit, okay? Make that your mantra for some time. And then take it into, I love my body. And I'm not kidding you. If this freaks you guys out, don't listen. Like, you can really, like, literally be like, I love myself. I love my different breasts. I love my face. I love my arms. I love my hairy arms. And this kid at school used to make fun of me for that. I'm like, dang, Bree. It's like, I know, right? But I love them. It's me. I'm still sexy. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. And that was what I did in the morning routine. I really wish you could join that. Make it happen, sunshine, because it's going to be big for you. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. Okay? Use your breath to control your thoughts, your emotions, and to bring new life into yourself. And there's no coincidence. Like, look at this card deeply. Roger just got 1111. Dude, and that's funny because I started with 1111 too. Hi, Kathleen. What up? Long time no see. Okay, Amy D. All right. Oh, they want one more for you. So this is quite the message. But you know what? You donate, that's what you get. All right. So they also want a star seed oracle, which means it's time for you to up level. Hi, all is well. I've got my arm back somewhat from my cast, and I have been doing so many things around here. How are you? Ooh, dang, Amy D, that came out flying. Hang on, there's two of them. I'm picking it up with my gimpy arm. Woo, woo, look at that. All right. Right, Amy D. See, you guys, it actually says I have like barely any people here. It lies to me, it lies to me. I can never get the actual answers. You are a child of the cosmos, Amy D. Okay? The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And so it's time for you to up level. It is, Kathleen. It's getting a little bit better. Slightly. I'm having to do so much work to even get it slightly better. But you know what? I've got an arm still. I've got fingers. And I'm learning to write and do things again. So there's hope. And as long as I can give a massage to people, I'm good. All right, Amy D. Final message. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings are on their way to you. Okay? So what that also means, I want you to look at this card. New beginnings come with unfun endings sometimes. All right? Or challenges to let certain things go. Then we can have new beginnings, exponentially so, with 7222. Okay? You will survive this. New solutions and beginnings are coming your way. And that's the whole purpose of this message, is that you allow them in and utilize them for your benefit. Okay? So remember, there is deep intelligence that lies within you. You are not like everybody else. You are extraordinary. And if that's backwards, I'm so sorry. You are extraordinary, so allow that to be the case. Okay? You with me? Makes sense? All right. Amy D, it was quite a long message, but that's what Spirit had for you. You said general, and general is what you got. It was layered upon layered, but it was all kind of the same, right? And I keep letting these things out about myself, but that's okay. The man I get is going to be one lucky dude, and he's going to know it. If he watches my stuff, 7333, I'm letting all my tricks out the bag, and he's like, but you said you're like this. I'm like, oh, I am. Let's go. Let's do this. So funny. Yes, yes. Amy D, I love that. You're so welcome. So utilize that whole message, okay? And it says I lost like so many people. There's only like 2 of you here. That's what it says. I know it's not true. Amy H, are you still with me? You're so welcome, Amy D. I love you so very much. Let's see, it just went down. It's like, why does it do that? I don't know. Amy H is up. Hopefully, oh, just a second. Leroy! We see 4 people. C and I see 2. And it keeps going way down. Oh wow. My other phone dies, it dies. Amy H is still with me. So, you wanted general, correct? Yeah, she said general. Amy H, did you do the morning routine? Amy D, I love you too so much, sunshine. Amy H, did you do the morning routine? Because that was so good. I'm just checking my battery. All right, I got plenty. Uh-oh. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I lost ya. There we go. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you lost me, but I lost you for a second. Silly, silly. All right. Amy H, I hope you did the morning routine. I posted it in Patreon, and it will help you. Even if it's not first thing in the morning, utilize it, and you can utilize it many, many, many times. Each time you do it, it will raise your vibration. I was so happy coming out of that. I was elated. And that's where they want you to be. All right, so that's the first part of the message. Same thing for you. It's like frustration is what's coming out for you, Amy H. Okay. Oh, it just posted a Patreon when I came on here. Okay, we'll do it right after, or sometime today. You can do it many times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be that if you didn't get it first thing in the morning, that's okay. Do it many, many times. Do it tomorrow morning, because it was a really good one. And each time you do it, it will raise your frequency. Okay, repeatedly. But frustration is coming out for you. So I feel like didn't do it right. I might have done it right. I must not have done it right. It's playing out in your head. And they're like, why don't you trust what you get? Because you are highly connected. You are highly connected. It's truly about trusting what you get and allowing that to strengthen. So when we first start channeling messages, it's not always easy. It isn't. It wasn't for me. I had to learn in stages, even if I had a major Kundalini awakening, 7717. Like, it was one step and then process and learn, and heal and process and learn. And each time I would take Spirit's nudges, I would get stronger and I would understand more. And then later on, something else would come through and validate it more. Does it mean we don't make mistakes? I made big mistakes with my twin flame, especially. Okay, so those are always possible, and it doesn't mean that we're done. Okay, if we make any mistake, being a healer or a psychic, we have to open up to a new level of vulnerability. 7757, sevens are really coming out for you here. We have to open up to a new level of vulnerability. And that's what they are saying. I'm like between 4 different decks for you too. And so allow vulnerability in on a psychic level as well as in your relationships. Okay? And this is what Spirit's saying. It also means that don't be afraid to speak your truths because people won't leave you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with owning your truth, speaking your truth, expressing how you feel, because your loved ones will not walk out that door. They're going to hear you, even if it came off where you finally just snapped it through. It'll be okay. But it truly is about expressing your truth, expressing your words, expressing your frequencies. Not more things and in your receptions and your receivability. But it's almost like that doubt creeps in, and I get that song, creeping in, gonna be creeping on in. It's an older song. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about there. Let's see here. Because they're trying to up-level you. So you're like taking steps to grow. Okay? It's about taking this step, this step, this step, and the next thing you know, you've grown. And then the next thing you know, it has strengthened the communication. But not only does it strengthen it, it changes it. 666. So again, it's about thought processes. Clear your thoughts before you do things. And then during. And then right before your delivery, clear your thoughts. And then even afterwards, clear your thoughts. And you do this until, I just got such chills, until you reprogram your subconscious programming. 666 again when I said that. Okay? So it truly is just about gaining control of that mind space and your thoughts and not letting them take over for you. Because your delivery is got to match your receptivity, because you're receiving quite clearly. It's when you want to be vulnerable that you don't like it. Okay? You really don't like being vulnerable. But it's okay when you are spiritual and when we make love. I don't know why both are coming in together, but they are for you. Making love is a vulnerability. It's like, do you leave the lights on or do you make them turn off? Do we not like the skin we're in, or can we find beauty in everything that we are? And that also is a spiritual thing too. I don't know why they're putting them both together, but they are. Here's for instance, like, have you ever been in the moment where you're making love, or even that simple touch from your partner puts you into a place where it's like euphoric? You don't think. We don't think. We just... Hang on a sec. I'm going to turn my internet off. Gosh darn it. It starts cutting out. I know, you lost me. I'm here now. I stopped talking, though. You didn't leave the message. Okay? But, you know, for some reason for you, they are computing making love and spirituality. Yes, they do go together. They truly do. It's about energetic flow. It's about being euphoric. Good. I'm glad I'm back. Hopefully I stay back. Cross our fingers. Like, put protections over my dang internet. It sucks here so bad, so I apologize. And the message and the numbers that came through for you in this message were 7s and 6s, okay? So it truly is about moving on from the mindset that keeps you small. Moving on from smaller expectations about money, 8222, and moving on from time. Why is that coming through for you, Amy? I haven't had that come through in this one yet, but it is coming through for you. It's about moving on in time, 777 when I said that too. Moving on from expectations and moving on from your thoughts that keep you out of that space. Leave the lights on. Leave the lights on. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Okay? Leave the lights on. Oh, my forehead started tingling like crazy. Leave the lights on when you're being spiritual as well as intimate. And it is about further opening of the heart. That is much needed right now. It is not happening, it is needed. Okay? Which, when I do this moon workshop on Monday, we're going to go into that as well. And when you do today's daily routine, it's going to expand your heart space. Okay? So that's why they're saying use that. Because it was such a good one. Wait until you get it. But it's about expansion of the heart right now and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in every single way. Okay? Because you're trying to up level spiritually, and like I want to say like relationship wise, but it truly is about sexually. Because it is important, you guys. If you cringe with the word sex, run. You've got some work to do, okay? Because we shouldn't be cringing with that. It doesn't mean we should be promiscuous or allow the wrong people to come through or spread it all over. That's the wrong thing to do, okay? Because you truly do, but you're married, and so I'm just talking about for everybody else. But with our partner, we should allow deeper intimate connections, and it is a vulnerability. It truly, truly is, and it does tie into everything else too, okay? If there's blocks for you in that aspect, there's blocks for you somewhere else that are affecting that aspect, okay? And for whatever reason, spirit is truly like spirituality and sexuality go together. 8444. They do. They go together. They tie in. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know why they want me to tell you this. It's a little bit vulnerable for me to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. After I had my Kundalini awakening, right before, I decided to listen to this meditation to allow sexual healing to go through. And I shit you not, I woke up Stella is getting her groove back. That's right. I love that, Amy D. I woke up in the middle of the night touching myself. Like it worked. Like it worked. I was like so sexual feeling. Okay, and so allow that to rise within you. Right? Allow yourself to feel sexual and beautiful. Get your groove back, like Amy D said, and allow yourself to be vulnerable, spiritually speaking, as well. Okay? You have to let vulnerability into both aspects, not just one. All right? Very important for you right now. So let's see, they want these cards for you, which is the Vintage Oracle. So this truly is about deep wounds, deep things that keep you from where you don't like to be vulnerable. It's not something that just happened yesterday. These are deep wounds within the heart space and also within the subconscious mind. That's why it keeps coming out. The sixes, about controlling your thoughts. That was way too many. Hang on a second. Put those back on. Okay? So get control of your thoughts. Get control of that subconscious mind. And the rest is good. That is your answers. Okay? Hang on just a sec. Oh, Kathleen. Hi, Sunshine. I see you. Let me know what you want. Do you have a specific question or a general for you? Let me know because you're coming up. Okay, MEH, let's see what this card has for you. And then Kathleen has donated, so she is next in line. 666 again, MEH. I cannot make that up. Hey, Leroy. All my kids. I need my kids. Bring me my charger.
Yeah.
Can you bring me my black phone charger? There we go. We got a card now.
Where is it?
In my room, on my cord next to my desk, in my plug outlet. Oh my gosh, Amy H, I cannot make this up. It's all about the thoughts in your head. Okay? Get control of those thoughts in your 666 again. 77. Oh my gosh, girlfriend. I cannot make this up. General is good. Thanks, girl. You're so welcome, Kathleen. I'm so glad you're here. I love seeing old energy and coming back in. I love it, love it, love it. Yes, sir. Plug this in and plug this in. Thank you for the help. This one-handed lady needs it sometimes. All right, Amy H. Final part of that message. Thoughts. Get control of those thoughts. There were so many sixes on this message. That's really what that represents. It's like they will creep in. I keep hearing that song. Creeping in, gonna be creeping on in. Because that's what they do. It's like the water coming into the shoe that has a hole in the bottom of it. The next thing you know, your whole shoe is saturated in this nasty water because you didn't even realize there was a little tiny puddle underneath your foot. Because there was a hole in your old shoe, right? So get some new shoes. Not that you do need to. This truly is about thoughts. They creep in. They literally creep in unexpected moments. 888. So we just went up a notch. It's about self-development, okay? So get control of those thoughts, Amy H, because that is your key to success. That is your key to absolute, positive, vulnerable love flow. And 888 again, self-development, okay? It's all about self-development, all right? Does that make sense for you? And I know there's uncomfortable things coming up, and I hear a nail on the head type of a thing, okay? But that's what it's about. It's truly about going into those deep layers of the heart space and healing them so that you can be one badass woman that you are. Because you truly, truly are. You truly are. It's like you're better in bed than you think you are. You're better at spirituality than you think you are. You're better at everything because we get in our heads and we think we're not. All right? Okay. Yep, but we got to get more control of them than just telling them no thank you. Okay? Find that passion, find that drive, and be like, shut the hell up. So right before you do something, clear your mind. During, as soon as they pop up, take a step back. It's okay. And yeah, she is, isn't she, Amy? So I will tell you a secret. When I first started doing readings, people don't know, okay? Take a step back and breathe. And that's okay. If you pause, that's okay. Clear your mind to receive a better message. Clear your mind to get control of those thoughts. And even in bed, too, you can do the same thing. Like, wait. And then let it go. You know what I mean? People don't know. Be like, no, I'm just getting charge of my womb. I'm taking charge of my loins right here. I'm taking charge of my psychic connection. All right? And it's okay. It's absolutely okay to do that. It truly, truly is. Okay? All right. There you go, Amy H. I hope that helped you. But take what I said and run with it. Work it out, girl. And do that daily routine in Patreon like ASAP and do it many times over. Utilize it because it'll rise your vibration. It pushes out your heart space. Okay? And then the workshop we're doing on Monday in there is going to even be deeper and more. And we're going to do that right before your coaching session too. So you got a lot coming. Okay? All right, girlfriend. 9111. Whoop, whoop. We took a little bit of an enlightenment journey on that ride. Kathleen M. General is good. All right. You are up. Okay. I'm like looking at the different times. I'm like, wait, it's 12:33 and then it's 9. I've been on for an hour. Silly Bree. Those are different numbers. Okay, Kathleen. I'm like, where are we at here? Kathleen M. You're so welcome. I will see you tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. Twice. I will see you tomorrow twice. Probably 3 times. You're going to be getting lots of love from me, Amy. Because that's how we roll, right? Let me make sure no other ones have come through. All right. Kathleen M. Let me tune in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Developments are at hand. Aw, hi Angela. Yep, you got it, girlfriend. That's exactly right. See, I love how these messages resonate for other people too. Always, always. If they resonate for you, definitely resonate and take them. Okay. Kathleen M., we have something coming for you. So I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 right away. They're pointing to Lemuria and they're also pointing for magical unicorns. So they want you trying new things spiritually. They want you trying new things like gaining control of your subconscious mind, okay? Because that's going to help heal you. There is some big wounds going on there. Hello, hello. And so they want you gaining control of that subconscious mind. Take the time, moment to moment, every time you can, and drop your thoughts into parts of your body, okay? Like right now, I'm going to think about my feet. I'm going to nurture my feet today, and tomorrow I'm going to nurture my knees. And then the next day I'm going to nurture my hips, and I'm going to do some salsa movements over here, and I'm going to get them moving left and right because that's what we got to do. Okay, and then take it from there and nurture your heart space. 9333. Now, here's the thing, Kathleen. Hopefully you're hearing me. When you get to your heart space, it's going to be heavy. Okay, and that's what they're telling me because you've got big shadow pieces rising to the surface as well. Okay, you truly do. I can feel it. I can feel it rise up into my throat. I can feel it in my solar plexus. And in my heart space galore, and I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, but it is about gaining control of your subconscious mind in order to access deeper levels on a spiritual whole as well. Okay, so it's healing the wounds that are old and new. There's 2 going on. Well, there's more than 2, but some are old and some are new, and some are conscious and some are subconscious. Okay. Yeah, I know, I can feel it. And that's why they're saying, you know what? You can avoid the heart space for a little while. Take a day and nurture your feet. Think about your feet. How do your feet feel? Do they look beautiful? 9444. Allow yourself to nurture them, to pamper them, to paint your toes, to go get a pedicure. Do that. That is okay. It's not selfish. Okay, it's necessary. Then take your subconscious mind into your hands. Do the same thing for your hands. And I just got so much chills. Do the same thing for your back. Go get a massage. This is also going to trigger some emotions for you, though, they said. So you've got layers going on, but they want you to take it layer by layer. Okay? Then nurture your mind and read something new, learn something new. And there's 2 areas where you're housing all of this emotional stuff, and that's what I'm hearing for you. There's 2 areas, your heart and your back. Okay? So when you get a massage, it's going to trigger emotions. When you go and you focus on here, it's going to trigger emotions, but do not avoid them. Just don't do them first and don't do them last. Is this making sense so far? This is super important for you, and I just got major chills all the way at my side, 555 also when I said it, because this is going to spark the changes that you need, the healing that you need. We are very connected to our physical vessel on a mental level, an emotional level, a spiritual level, okay? This is why we also get sick. We can manifest sicknesses. We can ignore our body and get sick. We can ignore our emotions and get sick. Okay, a lot of times we get sick too in order to focus inward. And I'm not saying you're getting sick. But we don't want to leave this stuff building up and building up and building up. Because some are new wounds and some are old wounds, but they're affecting each other. And they are rising up. And I just got chills all the way up my side again. And honestly, I want to cry. I'm getting very emotional, tuning into your energy, okay? So I have 3 different decks that are also, and I just got such chills when I said that. I don't think anybody feels your pain. Yeah, because you're avoiding it, because it's deep wounds, okay? It's very, very deep wounds, but they're trapped in, so here's the thing, all right? You actually do need a masseuse, okay? And it's going to trigger that because you hold them in here, but you also hold them in your back. So you know how they talk about some people hold their stress in their shoulders? You actually house heartache down your spine and in your vertebrae and all that kind of stuff. It's like buried in your back and in your chest. Okay? There's old wounds and new ones, and they are affecting each other because they're similar in nature. All right? But they want to say this to you. With loss can come great gains. And I know that doesn't make sense right now. It will as you process it more and more and more. But with loss can come great gains if we allow them to. Okay? And it doesn't matter what we lose. It can be many things, but with loss can come great gains. It's like with death comes new birth. Okay? But with you, it's 888 again, self-development. With loss comes great gains. Okay? That is super important for you to hear right now. Also, you are magnificently rich. You are, and this means like in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul. You are magnificently rich, okay? They have 3 of these for you. I love myself completely and unconditionally. Yeah, Angela, hell yeah. We all store things within our body in different places. Isn't that crazy? And they will tell you. It will tell you. Some people store it in their lungs. Some people store it in their arms and in their feet. It's craziness. So pay attention to that for sure. That's why it's like, even as a massage therapist, because I did that too, we trigger things in people we don't realize. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. And this goes with the message of with loss can come great gains. Okay? That's what it's about. Okay? It's like we're gathering these things. Ooh, yeah, me too, Angela. Could have been the vid. With loss can come great gains, but we have to gather what's there for us to gather. And when it hurts, we don't. And that's what you talked about, is how you will go to cry. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense for how I feel. I think you did say something like that before. Okay. I will also let you know that he is still in review, because I'm like, do you want him to come through for a message? So I might be able to get him to come through with his energy a little bit. But he is actually processing and he is in review. But he does want to tell you he's not in any more pain. He doesn't have any regrets. The only regret that he has is maybe not being more open, more emotionally open at times. So it's almost like what he shows me. Me too, you guys. I lost my dad too. But it's like what he shows me is he was very. So he would have these thoughts of these grandiose things he'd want to say to you, but he would like shut down. He would like get a knot in his throat, and he wouldn't say certain things because he didn't know how they would be received, or he didn't know how to get it out. It was like that masculine energy would almost block it. You know what I mean? Like testosterone will do that sometimes, and also he's like conditioning, old world conditioning. And that's what he's saying, but he is not in any pain. And he did have a lot of things to say to you, and most of those things that he had to say to you were that you were his little princess kind of things. Like he wanted to nurture you as this little princess and this little doll, but then at the same time in the back of his head he would want to make you tough. And my forehead's tingling like crazy. And he says that's his only regret, is not letting you be this princess. And he is going to be supporting you. He says he likes birds. He's going to come through birds. That's him. Yeah, for sure. He's a very sweet man. But he just, it was like a man thing to do. It's like when you raise boys, you want them to be tough. Like, don't cry. Just toughen up. And I think that's why you don't want to cry, right? And I just got such chills. I'm sorry. Very validating from him. And there's that. It's like this knot in his throat that he would get. And so it was his time. You guys didn't miss anything. He also wants you to know that. 222. Something about you didn't miss anything. Okay? Like, what did I miss? Why didn't I see this coming? You didn't miss anything. His only regret is that he let the knot take away his voice. And he didn't allow you to be the little princess. He wanted you to be tough, just like the boys. Okay, but so allow yourself to be that little princess. And live in each moment with gratitude, even if it's difficult. All right? And in order to help process these emotions, start with a foot soak and a pedicure. Go to your hands, then get a manicure a few days later. Then get a massage on your back. You can even do a hot stone massage. That might be a good one for you. I wouldn't necessarily do deep tissue right away. Oof, that's crazy, Angela. I don't know, but keep that in your forefront. I wouldn't do deep tissue right away. If you do 2 of them, do deep 133, 33. Do the deep tissue on the second one and the hot stone on the first one, if this is making sense, because it's like layers of emotions. Some are new and some are old. And here's another thing he has to say. Okay, Kathleen? He is coming forward and he just tapped me on my shoulder, but he's got to go because he's in review. And I know it's emotional. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, hang on. I just got totally lost on the emotions. Bear with me. Give me a second to come back to that. Aw, good, okay. Oh, this is what he was saying. I'm sorry. He's like fading in and out now because he's got to go. But he's like, never get over it. It's never about getting over it. It's about gaining control of it. Okay? And so when we're in the mindset of I can't get over it, it's because it's never something we're going to get over. He's acknowledging that, and that's why I'm getting very emotional. And then he's like fading because he's got to go. He's in review. This is a process that we do when we all die. We go through a review, okay? It's nothing bad. but he's not suffering. He can see clearly now, and he will always be with you. Look for birds, look for feathers, look for things like that. He really does resonate with birds, feathers, songs. Okay, so it could be bird songs, it could be music. Okay, he liked to dance. I don't know if you're aware of that, but he shows me like listening to old music and liking to dance. He liked to hop around, and he could be very bubbly. Okay, and so he wants you to take that on. He wants you to allow that to be incorporated through you, and never get over it. Just get on top of it. Allow it to rise and allow it to be a gain rather than a loss, because it was his time to go. Nothing was missed. Is this making sense for you? Acupuncture will be good, but it truly is about the massage. One for your feet, because when we go and get our feet done, they do a massage, 555. Okay, because it's all related to here too. And then it's in your back. You need the hot stone and then the deep tissue second. And then just the nice effleur massage, okay? And allow yourself to sing and dance, because then you can cry too. Aww, I can't make that up. I had no idea who your dad was. Aww. So that's very validating for you then too, because I would not know that. They always give pieces of their personality and things like that for you to validate that, okay? So do that for him. Allow the chills are insane. Allow the vibrations of that to come through you, okay? And that will also allow you to heal it, because his key words are, it's never about getting over it. We don't get over these things. We get on top of them. We gain control over them. Does this make sense? We get to a point to where they don't trigger us to cry anymore, 777, but we can actually see the lessons in them. Or we can bring forth his personality. He's also saying he's with everybody on the other side. Okay? He was greeted by many, but yes, he was greeted by the important ones too. And I don't want to trigger too much on here. You need to go get those massages. Okay? But do it slowly. Go get a pedicure first, then go get a massage this week, and then go get one at least a few days later. All right? And hang on, because you're also being asked to upgrade spiritually, Kathleen. So let's see what the Lumira has to say for you. I told you, I can't make this up at all. Awakened awareness. Okay? So not only is this healing important, he's triggering this in you. He is triggering this in you. His loss is a gain. Even if that's bitter. Because I feel like it's a bittersweet 888. It was just what's time, okay? But there's not just a loss here. There is a gain, and take it as a gift, because that was perfect timing. It was divine timing for a reason, okay? So it truly, and I'm getting so many chills. It's about awakened awareness, going into the vessel of your princess self that was not allowed to rise before. Okay? I'm so glad you were here today, Kathleen. I'm with you. And what a beautiful soul. Thank you to your dad for coming through too. Because that was really hard for him. It took a lot of energy. 888, but he wasn't going to miss it for the world, he said, okay? Because he's in between. He is going through the review. After the review, you will hear more from him, he's saying too, okay? So that's when you like pay attention to more signs. On our side, it takes a little longer than it does for them. It seems like no time for them. But, you know, a couple months or so, you'll probably get more dreams and more frequent flyers at your windows and things like that, and songs that'll pop in your head. Yeah. So much love to you. So good to have your energy back. You got this. Okay? You truly do. You've got this. Alright, so I'm just checking to see if there's any more donations. I love how these messages resonate for others too. Angela, I would definitely take into consideration that drink some vitamin water, because it took me 3 weeks to get over the vid. Okay? 3 weeks. It took me to get over that. Literally, I was tired. I would have the cough. Oh, and bay leaves in my tea, you guys. I cannot reiterate this enough. I went and bought bay leaves in the thingy. Aw, Kathleen, that's great. See? Then there's no coincidences either. None. I love you too. And there's no coincidences. He knew you'd be here today. There's a reason you got nudged to me. I'm a medium too, okay? And so it was very purposeful and such a blessing. And so we thank him for that gift to you, okay? But if you guys are suffering with body aches and things like that, drink your teas, drink your vitamin waters, but also bay leaves. You guys, I can't reiterate this enough. Once I did bay leaves in my tea, I would literally put 2 bay leaves in my tea. Good. Yep. But get some bay leaves too and put them in your tea. And I leave them a whole bay leaf in your tea. Just don't crunch it. Oh my gosh, 11101, you guys. Just don't crunch it up in your tea. You know, just very carefully stir it and drink it, and you're going to taste it. You'll smell better. You'll start to feel better. 11111. I cannot make that number up. And because with the vid, what I had is it really did take away my smell. Yeah, I had lots of body aches too. I did. But I don't know if the oil is helping that. Right? I know. I can't make those numbers up at all. 11133 too, right when I said that. So I would say these are very validating. But and this is the thing too, is with those vitamin C packets, you guys, the box says 1 a day. I did 6 in 1 day. Okay? And that's when it triggered me to start feeling better and better very quickly. Okay? And then anytime it would like try to wave back, I would do it again and do it again. And for my kids, here's another kicker. I put Vicks Vapor Rub on their feet underneath their socks. This took away the body aches, took away the cough. My son, I almost took him in because his cough was getting so bad. Yep. So put bay leaves in there and even some Vicks Vapor Rub on your feet. My oldest is like, that's gross, Mom. It's like, dude, do you want to feel better? Like, do it. Put it on your feet. Sleep with socks on for 1 night. 1/12/22. This will help you. It will help you if you're not sick to help clear out toxins out of your body. It's truly important right now. Yeah, see, you got it, Angela. That's right. Now just try bay leaves in your tea and see what that does, okay? Because that helped me a lot. A lot. And another thing that helps is truly forcing yourself to get oxygen throughout your body. And so I would work out a little bit more, make sure I was up and making myself sweat a little bit. Okay, that's also super important. But for somebody also has to hear this. This isn't just if you're sick. I don't know who's watching right now. The bay leaves help your sinuses. They help your lungs. They help you get your taste back, your smell back, all of that stuff. And it was coming through when I was doing healings on people with the vid, 11313, when I said that. I was doing healings on people with the vid way before I got it, and I never got it from them. But it was always about bay leaves, bay leaves, bay leaves. Sweet Qigong is very good for you. I do that all the time too, and I even make up my own stuff. But that's really good for the movement, but make sure you get those stretches in big time. But also do like squats and things. Do things that push your muscles, right? That cause your muscles to fatigue out a little bit, because you're releasing toxins when you do that. But then flush your system. Make sure you're drinking your water and going pee regularly to flush that out, okay? But somebody also has to hear this that wasn't sick, and I don't know who it is that's watching my video. Vicks Vapor Rub in your socks will draw out any toxins in your body. It truly does, okay? And the bay leaves are good for that too, they're saying. But literally just put some Vicks Vapor Rub on your under your socks on your feet at night only, just when you go to bed, 1/14/14. And you only have to do it a couple times, right? Nobody has to know you're doing it, and it actually smells good. But it draws toxins, so like molds and toxins from like medications or different things like that, or even like alcohol, things like that. It draws it out of your system, and you will feel exponentially better with such ease and grace, and you don't have to do anything else. So whoever needed to hear that, I don't know who watches these, 11441 when I said that, 11444. Okay, so somebody definitely needed to hear that. And Angela, I love that. Keep going with that, okay? And you guys, I'm going to do a mantra or a meditation or both for a retrograde to just help keep our vibe high and to get us through it. You're so welcome, Angela. Absolutely. And for those of you on my Patreon, I really love the morning routine, so stick with them, okay? Aw, Donita. You're so welcome, girlfriend. You're so welcome. So take it and run, okay? Draws out toxins. It helps us feel better. Like, I've never seen my kiddo improve like that, ever. Like, ever. He was so bad. He was, like, kind of turning blue and yellow. His cough was so bad. And I gave him that, and it went away in a day. He's not coughing anymore. I was able to take him to the park. They were running around like kids again. It's beautiful stuff. Like, it really, truly does work. It draws all toxins out of your system, and it does it while you sleep. Okay? 1:15:51. Because for some reason, just right here doesn't do very good. Yep, Amy Deese is going to do both. Heck yeah, let me tell you, it works. It works. It works. You know, I get these things in healings, and they work crazily, and they work for multiple things. Okay? And also another thing is dandelion root tea and turmeric. Turmeric too. I use turmeric like crazy, and dandelion root tea. Turmeric will cleanse your third eye, your pineal gland, your hypothalamus, all of that stuff, and your liver, they're saying too. I'm hearing that now. I don't have confirmation on that. That's just what they're telling me. Turmeric and dandelion root, they help cleanse your liver, your kidneys, all of those systems. Okay? So use them, and allow them to cleanse the toxins out of your body, because we feel better even if we're not sick. It helps us. But with these things going forward, the energies of the planet, okay, that's why these things are erupting and tsunamis are now occurring. I've warned you guys it's going to get worse. Perfect. I love it. Perfect, Angela. I love it. That is absolutely perfect. They will help us with ascension symptoms too, because they will cleanse out toxins. Whoop, whoop. You've got it. I love this. Thanks, you guys, for coming. I've missed you all so much. But they will cleanse out molds and just toxic pollutants that are in our body. 117:17 from what we put in to what we breathe in. Okay? And just being in buildings and things, there's mold that we're not aware of a lot of times. There's all these little things in our dirt. There's radon, all these kinds of things that we just don't think about. Everything from pollen, they're saying. These things I gave you today will help you cleanse them out of your system. Okay? What a great ending message. I love it so, so much. So enjoy your tea, Angela. I hope you feel so much better. Keep your eyes peeled for a little meditation and some love coming your guys' way, because it is. I've got that coming for you. If you're on Patreon, get ready to rock it, because we've got so much coming our way. It's going to be so awesome, from our morning routines to this Monday's meditation with the moon. You guys, these things are just absolutely wonderful. 1:18:11. So much love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for all the messages I was able to give to you, and Kathleen's dad for coming through, because that was no easy feat, because he's in between. And I just love it when they give us love and they let us know that there is no end. There is only new beginnings. All right? And that goes with the world changes too. 1-888-888. I just saw that twice. There is no end. There is only new beginnings. So much love, you guys. You're so welcome. I love you guys so much. And I will see you very, very, very soon. Okay? Till next time. 888 again. Holy crap. I cannot make this stuff up. Bye, my beautiful people. Heal exponentially and feel great. And I love you.